Welcome, everyone, back to TnF Wrestling Live.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the road to Wrestlemania.
Wrestlemania!
Frank, the show of all shows.
Yes. The mecca of them all.
So you did a show with Chris. How did it go?
Yeah, I did a show with Chris last night. We did a little takeover preview. Then we just went over some of the top matches at Wrestlemania.
Mm-hmm.
Went pretty good, We actually got through it pretty rather quickly. It was kind of weird. Wasn't sure what to do with myself with so much time left. I'm like, wait, there's so much time. What can we talk about?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good show. It was good, good to have somebody else on, have one of the guys from the group on.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
him.
interesting. Yeah, I unfortunately had some previous engagements.
Yes, he's cheating on us on another show.
I wasn't cheating per se. Just, I dabble.
Anyway, so we are here. We are, 2 nights before TakeOver. It's Thursday night.
Mm-hmm. Hall
of Fame's tomorrow night, and the big show's on Sunday. And then all the other wrestling going on this week. My God.
There's a lot going on. It's kind of cool. And I'm glad WWE hasn't not that I think there's too much they could do, but I'm sure that if they wanted to, they could be, throw their weight around and get some of this shit going down. But I think it's really cool, even if people are trying to piggyback off of WrestleMania, whatever the case may be, that there's so much cool and diverse and interesting and different wrestling and wrestling related shows and events and whatever going on around this WrestleMania weekend. And it's really becoming like this really cool sort of like Super Bowl-esque kind of, parties and this and that and everything. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, like even tonight they have that Wally Mania thing going on. I forgot. I think that's the thing. Wale hosts. I think what's his name? That's running ML. Did you hear MLW's coming back?
Oh, really?
Back? Yeah, they got like a TV deal too.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know if it's a real one though. I've never heard of the channel. Probably one of those ROH things where we'll never get to really watch it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but Court Bauer, yeah, he's usually pretty much runs that a little with Wale. It's like it's big thing, like concert thing. And I know a bunch of people are there. A lot of the wrestlers show up there, so it's pretty cool.
Nice.
So tomorrow's Hall of Fame. What else? And then you got ROH and TakeOver on Saturday night. You got the big match with Cody and Omega.
Mm.
I haven't paid much attention, but from what I heard, the build has been amazing for these two.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah, and so they'll finally have their match. I'm kind of surprised they're doing it now, but I guess it's either I figured they saved this for that show they're doing in Chicago, but I guess they're hoping they might get CM Punk. I don't know. I don't get Daniel Bryan anymore, so.
Well, we'll see, right?
Well, yeah, we have to see.
Haven't technically extended him yet, right?
No, and he hasn't signed, and I'm sure he won't do that until August to make sure everything's on the up and up, so he doesn't get trapped again.
Yep.
So what else?
Why don't we get right into the matches?
All right, let's jump in. So the kickoff show, I guess we'll start with the Women's Battle Royal.
Sure.
Are you expecting anything out of this?
I'm hoping for just a decent showing by some of the girls. Much like the when they did the first Women's Royal Rumble, I just didn't want it to be like a clusterfuck. I didn't want it to look bad because I don't want it to reflect bad on them, because the women's division is light years from what it's been the past few years. And I don't want it to look bad because I don't want it to, lose its shine, so to speak, which I think less and less slippage is going to be there, but there's always some slippage. Placement on the card, importance in the writer's room, stuff like that, will it mean anything? Will it do anything for the person who wins or the final four? Like, sometimes the Rumble does. I don't think so too much, but I'm hoping that it's just, like some fun, some fun, whatever, some good showing by, certain people. Some of the girls that we don't see as often, maybe, get a little bit of a shine. Hopefully hopefully this is not a lot of botches and negative, things. Hopefully it runs smoothly and it's a good match. But I don't expect too much from it.
Yeah, and I mean, to go back on what you said about the Royal Rumble, I mean, the Royal Rumble was good, but only because I think you had all the old stars coming back and people we hadn't seen in a long time. So that helped it a lot. Like, if you think back, if it was just
I wouldn't say it was only because of that. It definitely helped a lot of the pops and the nostalgia and the whatever. But I thought overall they did a good job. There wasn't a lot of like Kelly was probably the worst one in there, and
she wasn't horrible either. So
no, she looked like she practiced, so it's cute. But I mean, it's a far cry from like when the division was she was the champ and she couldn't even run the ropes properly.
Yeah,
like we're light years from there.
Oh yeah, definitely. So who do you got coming out here? I think either Sasha or Bailey. I gotta go with. I mean, maybe Becky.
Yeah, I feel like they balance each other out. Yeah, I could see Becky, but they've given her a lot of accolades so far, like the first SmackDown women's champion, the first woman selected in the draft, yada yada.
And she's lost every match since then, but okay.
Yeah, like she was gone filming one of the movies or something, right, for a little bit, and then she had a nagging injury somewhere in there, and only now has she come back, sort of full time, it feels like. But it's been a lot of tag along with her and Naomi and Charlotte, There
was an interesting stat out there. I didn't even know this. So somebody did a stat of her pay-per-views this whole year. She's won one pay-per-view the whole year.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she's the Daniel Bryan kind of the women's division.
Like losses don't matter?
No, that they kind of just treat her like crap and it doesn't matter because everybody loves her and, and she's a great worker and you can whenever you call upon her, she's there,
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I mean, I'd like to see them do some type of story, like maybe even try to do some underdog storyline with her.
Yeah, I think they just need to let her go for the belt.
Yeah, well, I think she needs to move to Raw too.
When you have 3 to 5 months where you just have to figure out how to keep it on somebody as opposed to why you shouldn't put it on her, it's tough because she had to meander for a few months here, and that's why she's been doing tag matches with Naomi and doing stuff with Ruby Riot Squad, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, would I like Becky to win it? Yes, but I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna have her win it. I could see them having putting it on someone like Naomi.
No.
Maybe you legitimize Carmella and she cheats to win or something somewhere along the line. I could see that happening. I could see Nikki Bella winning it, and that catapulting her into the title picture, and she beats Asuka.
You see this face?
This
face that does not want to see Nikki Bella.
You think I want to see that? You think I want to see John Bella?
God.
Or Nikki Cena? Cena. I should have gone with Nikki Cena.
Why do we have to bring negativity into this, please? We have enough with John Cena. We don't need...
You asked me who I thought could win. I'm telling you who I think could win. But again, I don't. I mean, depending on the person, this could, like, again, if they have Nikki Bella come out of nowhere, so to speak, and win this thing, it catapults her back into why she can skip ahead of everybody to fight for a belt. Um, if Becky wins it, I don't know. She doesn't. She also doesn't need it to catapult her. She's good enough to just start wrestling for the belt. If honestly, if I had to pick somebody to beat Asuka, it would be her. I feel like her and Asuka could put on a good match, and she could do one of those. It looks like Becky's gonna lose again at a pay-per-view, and somehow she pulls out an armbar, and finally Asuka taps.
Yeah.
Because then also too, you can also still, if you wanted to, especially if you wanted to go more heel with Asuka, you can start doing the whole like, well, she's still never been pinned, like, yeah, you made me tap, you caught me, and you were gonna break my arm, so I tapped. Big deal. No one's ever pinned me. No one's ever beat me.
Yeah. Agreed. I don't know. I think the fact that Sasha and Bayley did not get a match when their build has been really good, especially the last 2 weeks. They've 2 or 3 weeks. They've really done a good job, I think.
They've done a pretty good job if you look at the last 2 weeks in a vacuum. As a whole, the whole thing is sucked. And only now is it getting somewhat interesting because Bayley's fighting back.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
But I still don't like that they're having Sasha be like, "Oh, come on, we should still be friends, and let's not let stupid stuff like this get in the way of our friendship." And and you're making Bayley like, I get it, she's been pushed to the edge, but at the same time, here's Sasha being sympathetic and whatever, and that's the reason she's going to turn heel is because Bayley shunned her. Like, no, just one of these times it should have been bashed the head, because like also the two, it wasn't just like, oh, the competitive spirit and I wanted to pin you, Bayley. No, you took cheap shots at your friend at opportune times, and it didn't even lead to you winning a match or anything. You just took advantage of her when you saw an opportunity. That's not a baby face. That's not a baby face pinning his friend because his desire to win the belt is that strong. No, that's you taking a cheap shot in the middle of a match for no reason against your friend. You could have used that too, right? If you wanted to continue to run the babyface storyline and we're friends and we're buddies, the two of them should have beat up the other girl, whoever it was that they were in the ring with. I forget with. Was it Bliss? I guess, right? Because Bliss won. Could have just beat up Bliss until one of you pinned each other, and then you could have had the good old fashioned "which one of us is better? May the better woman win" kind of thing. But no, you took a cheap shot. And then you come back the next week. Oh, come on, let's just be friends. We shouldn't let Ryan, enough bullshit.
All right. We'll move on. Hopefully they'll get their match next pay-per-view and they'll do a better build.
Yeah. I imagine some kind of shenanigans are going to happen in this match that causes Bayley to go apeshit on Sasha again.
No, I'm sure of it. So we'll see. Maybe we can get some little debuts. Maybe Iconic Duo shows up or something. Maybe we see them.
Yeah. Right, because not every spot has been announced, right?
I don't even know how many spots there are. It's a battle royal. Does it really have a certain number of spots?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know.
It did. Me neither.
I guess it doesn't matter. Just whoever shows up, I guess, right?
Whoever's left and not in a match,
Yeah. Any of the girls that helped put the ring together tonight, you want a shot? Because you can come in. We don't have a limit.
Yep. All right. Next, we got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I think somebody who we don't know is in the match is going to win this thing, or Matt Hardy.
Yeah. I don't, because they've been focusing a lot on like Corbin and whatnot the past few weeks. It would be interesting if you did it for Corbin, because then he could be the first 2-time winner of it, and maybe that starts a legitimate push.
Yeah, because Mojo beating Jinder Mahal last year did wonders for Mojo and did nothing for Jinder.
It was bullshit. That's what happens when you pick a bullshit thing and do nothing with it.
You're gonna pick up
It's
crappy
like
NFL
that was
players.
like what was the year that you had fucking King of the Ring? There was one really awful year where someone won King of the Ring and they didn't like even run with the gimmick. They didn't like have like the whole cape and the crown or whatever, and they came and they talked about it a few times, but then like they never had any matches, and it was like, fuck, what was the hope? What was the point of it? You know?
Well, Billy Gunn had the worst run as King of the Ring. He was like the only person that like never capitalized on winning it.
Yeah, maybe it was him then, because they did nothing with it. I remember there was one year where they did practically nothing with it.
That's probably your Billy Gunn then.
Yeah, maybe.
He's
But
like, listen, it's funny now when you look back how similar him and Dolph Ziggler are. They were both just very talented guys who just could never get over the hump.
as a single,
I mean, at least Billy Gunn had that run at the New Age Outlaws and the tag titles, but I feel like I don't know.
I don't know, man. Ziggler's had a good run, man. He's won quite a decent amount of championships. They always fuck up with him when they think about pushing him to the top.
Yeah.
And they've done him no favors when you make him the sole survivor and then you have the Authority beat him up for a while because he was the sole survivor, and then you do nothing with it.
Yeah.
Nothing came of it. And that's not Ziggler's fault. That was you just not backing the storyline. I mean, I what else is there? What unless he pissed somebody off and they put the brakes on, you know, and he was punished. If it's not that, then that was just you not backing the storyline.
It's just
Look
funny.
at it.
I mean, that's
Look
just
at
how
the
when you
night
look.
fucking cashed on Del Rio. Don't tell me that guy wasn't fucking over.
Oh yeah, at that moment.
And again, what did they do with that run?
No, they fucked it up, and whatever the real reason is, they took the title off him because I don't think it's because he was getting hurt too often and was getting too many concussions. I don't buy that for a minute.
Yeah, it was like his third concussion overall, but two of them were at timely times or something. I don't know. Like, but this is a guy that night in, night out fucking kills it in the ring. He's fucking money on the mic if you let him. And it's like you do this whole Dolph Ziggler reboot just to have basically the same Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, even worse now, to be honest.
Like, if anything, they should have let him Jericho the shit out of I'm the best in the world almost. You know, right? I'm the best athlete on this roster.
Yeah.
And just have him really heal it up, man. Have him do like the move where he spins his body around on the guy and he does like legit old school wrestling, like collegiate wrestling takedowns and shit like that. Embarrass the other guy, smack him on the head after you put him in a hold. The guy has been too good for too long for them to not have capitalized on him. But he's got a bunch of IC and US belts. He had great runs with Kofi Kingston, even though they probably stretched the feud out a little too long. But it was probably in the past, I don't know, decade-ish or whatever that it was. That was probably one of the top whatever feuds as far as intensity and two guys just going out there in the ring every night knowing each other and putting on a great show.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Billy never had that.
No, that's true.
But he was great in the Outlaws, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he had the goofy stuff with Billy and Chuck. That was fun.
Yeah, that was actually good.
It's fun stuff.
So do you think the Big Show makes an appearance? We just saw he just signed another multi-year deal because he's never leaving.
Yeah. He's that guy that, it's like, hey, you feel good, you want to wrestle, we'll find you a spot somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also too, he's great as far as an ambassador goes. He's relatively funny. He's good with the kids, even though he's fucking humongous, He's good at photo ops and stuff like that. He has that crossover appeal. doing those goofy USA shows for a little while, right? He was on
Mhm.
Psych and I don't know, one of the other ones. I forget what was on, but the
Oh,
crossover appeal.
the Hamptons one. I forgot what it's called, but yeah.
Yeah, the doctors, right, or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, okay, here's the big question.
mm.
Over under. Does the Big Show hit more than 40 heel face turns for his career?
I don't know, man. What are we at?
We're at about 24, 25.
40.
Give him 40.
Oh Jesus. I just as a goof and like as a tip of the cap to the Smark kind of thing, I'd have him flip flop like 4 consecutive Raws. You know, just do something goofy like that for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Have him be the flip flopper character for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you have a winner. You have an idea of who you think might win this.
No, it's really all over the place. Like I said, I think it would be interesting if they let Corbin be the 2-time winner. I don't necessarily think that'll happen. It could be somebody that maybe even debuts in the match and gets a push kind of thing. I don't necessarily know who that would be, so I'm not banking on something like that, but I think there could be an interesting entrant or two that might do really well. I don't think it would be uh, a crazy notion to have like somebody like Adam Cole be in it and look good, even if
I
he's
don't
back.
know. The dude's
Even if
pulling
he's
double
not,
duty the night before. He's going to be roughed up enough.
that's fine. What is he? How many minutes does he need to stay in a battle royal?
Yeah, but he's going to
You
be
know?
after doing a triple tag match and then a freaking ladder match.
A triple tag match where he doesn't have to be in the ring for half of the match.
And then a ladder match.
Yeah, it's fine. He's in shape.
All right. I'm going with Matt or Jeff Hardy. I don't know. Going one of the Hardy
Oh,
boys.
I don't want Jeff. I really don't want Jeff. I would be fine with Matt. I would be elated if it
What
was.
about a returning Big Cass?
That is a very interesting one. And honestly, yeah, if you pull that off, especially if he's like the last entrant, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, wait a second, there's still one more entrance, and it's maybe even I'd love it if they almost like kind of repackaged him. He can
Yeah.
still be the same kind of character, but like have different music, have different gear. You want to keep the New York theme and with all the moves and all that kind of stuff. That's fine, but just something that he comes back a little bit different. I think would be a good thing too.
Okay.
But yeah, honestly, and especially if they keep that a secret, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
like there's not like 20 dirt sheets that report plans are for blah blah blah, blah
I don't think anything's going to leak on the
kudos
Battle Royal.
kudos to them if they do that. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Perfectly fine with that. And it'll get it, and that's a good way to insta push him back into some kind of at least upper mid card level.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be there. I think by right now he'll just be like straight up mid card when he comes back. But I'm sure eventually they're going to want to push him up to the upper mid card.
I mean, he should at least be coming back. You want him to have a feud or two beforehand, fine, but he should at least be going for like the United States or intercontinental belts.
Yeah, I think by SummerSlam he should be at that point. I would say.
Yeah, you want to have somebody eliminate him in the battle royal, and that starts a feud. Then that's fine. That's something that's fine.
I mean, they got to make sure he's not another Diesel,
Yeah,
Make sure he's not just a big man who's just going to keep getting hurt.
exactly. Yeah, and I don't think he should go right into holding a belt. But I think he quickly should be put into one of those pictures.
Okay.
Because otherwise here's the other thing with the splitting. I know it creates more belts, but I feel like they haven't done anything with any kind of sort of ranking or hierarchy with those two belts on the two shows, right? I mean, look at someone like Finn Balor. I know things should change now that Brock is, presumably going to be stripped of the belt. And it's going to be back on Raw, and they can exchange hands a little bit easier now. But I mean, Finn Balor's just been sputtering, and this is a guy that you had all the faith in the world to have him become the first ever fruit roll-up champion. And he hasn't even sniffed that for the most part since he's been back.
Nope. So
the split is supposed to eliminate those kind of problems, not create it. But you know what? I'd also be fine if he was in the running for the Intercontinental belt, right? The United States belt. Now, why not do that sooner? Why not make that happen? Especially when Brock is holding it for another months and Mania and Reigns and blah blah blah. Like.
I agree. All right. So I don't know if you're gonna have much to say about this one, but Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali for the cruiserweight title.
Yes. Yeah. I like what they've done. I like what they've done a lot. I like the fact that they're not tying themselves into it having to be a face versus a heel, right? And to be honest, you can have the two of them just put on a really good match, and one guy ekes out a win, and they shake hands after, and nobody has to do a turn or nobody has to be a heel. You can just have two guys legitimately fight for each other. One of them wins. They shake hands. The other guy goes in the back, and this guy raises his hands with the belt. I don't want it. I don't want it to be that every time two faces fight each other, one of them has to turn heel. It's like an archaic kind of thing that sometimes we're all tied to.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I have not watched 205 Live, so I actually have absolutely no input in this. So
yeah, I mean, I've watched some of the promo. I thought Mustafa Ali's promo was good.
That's what I was hearing. That he did a really good promo.
Yeah, he cut a pretty cool promo. His character has been fine. I kind of liked him from day one. I thought it was a little weird what they were doing with him at first, but I think they kind of settled into it, and it doesn't have to be like an ethnic thing. It doesn't. This guy's like he's a hipster. It's not. He doesn't have to be typecast like fucking like they did, like let's say Sanjay Dutt back in the day, or fucking Jinder Mahal or something like that, Yeah. And both of them are really good performers, and they what was it, last week or the week before, they tagged with each other, and then one of them went to do the move on the other, or the one who tagged himself in, and Mustafa Ali, I think, and he stole the win. He's and so they were smiling at each other, but he's like, "Hey man, I'm coming for you. Like, I want that belt. I'm cool with you, but I want that thing." So it was good.
All right. So next is the United States title match. Randy Orton defending against Jinder Mahal, Bobby Roode, and Rusev Day.
I'd really love to see them put it on Rusev.
Yeah. Well, you heard the rumor, right, of what was why Rusev got put in the match?
Why?
Supposedly he asked for his release, and to appease him, they put him in this match.
I can't say I blame him.
Me neither.
One of the most over guys with the crowd, again, not being pushed properly.
Not utilized at all. I mean, when you're getting chance for this guy, like
there were what was it, 3 weeks in a row he didn't wrestle?
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Like, he accompanied Aiden English to the fucking ring one week. Like, come on. How do you have nothing for that guy?
I mean,
I'm sorry, creative has nothing for you to that guy. There's calendars being bought. There's chance. He's not even in the ring. He didn't even just do a segment backstage. And there's Rusev Day chance.
There's chance on Monday Night Raw for the guy.
Yes.
There was chance during, what was it? Some other wrestling event. I don't know if it was ROH or something.
Yeah. I remember. I don't remember what promotion it was either, but yeah, I remember reading that.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd love to see them actually put the belt on Rusev and really run with him again. I don't necessarily think that's happening. I could see a heel turn with Bobby Roode winning it back.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with it. That's what I think exactly is going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean, you can put on Jinder Mahal too if you want. You know, it's fine for him.
yeah, yeah. And you can kind of have both Thornton and uh, Rude chasing Mahal. They can have fights against each other to determine number one contendership and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm okay. I really, this is one of those matches where I honestly probably my least favorite outcome would be Randy Orton retaining, but I'm not like pissed if it happens. You know.
I don't think he's winning. I think he's moving to Raw anyway.
No, I think this is a perfect opportunity to not necessarily have them win because you have so much going on. They can look to have the match completely in hand, and out of nowhere, Big E clotheslines one of them, and one of the other Usos, pins, fucking Kofi. You know,
I think they got to be
like,
validated.
one of those like scramble finishes. No, the Bludgeon Brothers don't get pinned. They don't walk out with the belts. And then you can start the chase of them coming after the Usos week after week, stalking them and stuff. And they're not going to be intimidated by the Uso penitentiary stuff.
I don't know. I think they need the win to get validated. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't feel the same. I think they're fine.
Okay.
I think you've built up enough, kind of stuff. If it was two new guys, yes. But it's Luke Harper looking better than he's ever looked, probably since early FCW or whatever days. And Eric Rowan is what he is. He's never going to be a solo star, but he's perfect in this kind of tag role kind of thing.
All right, I think that.
I think they have a little bit more cachet. They can get away with not pulling out a victory.
So here's an interesting tidbit. This is the Usos' first time on the main card.
Yep. Which is another reason why I think they're retaining.
Yeah. Okay.
Just give them that at least, right?
I'll take that.
But at the same time, it's not going to be like if Bludgeon Brothers or New Day wins, I'm going to be like, oh my god, the fucking how could you take it from the Usos? No, it'll be fine if they lose. I just want like if they're gonna take the belts off of them, I want like a good finish or something at least.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that. All right, next match. The Women's Raw Championship. Alexa Bliss defending against Nia Jax. This feud pisses me off. Because all of a sudden I'm supposed to feel bad for the girl that's been bullying everybody now because they made fun of her a little.
Yeah, it was a weird, awkward kind of twist pretty quickly. Like this, I don't know. Like it wasn't a slow build, and you can kind of I don't know.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, especially when even after you like they started showing her sort of softer, gentler side with the Enzo thing, but obviously they had to drop that cold turkey. And then you had her being like Alexa Bliss's friend and this and that. And it's, I don't know, but then she went back down the heel route with her, and never once did you really, I don't know, develop her character consistently in any direction. And then now this, like you said, this person that was coming in, bullying everybody, being, laughing about it too. Not even just like beating everybody because she's the best. I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm going to beat you and I'm going to take your belt. Not like that. Like she was, having fun hurting people kind of thing. And which, made sense. It's fine. The big bad heel comes in and throws the division on its heels. Yeah, and then and then all of a sudden Alexa Bliss is Mean Girls, and it's like, I was bullied when I was a child and feel bad for me now. And okay, I guess. Sure.
Yeah, and then you got the whole Mickey James thing. She's with Alexa for what reason? I don't know.
And again, yeah, you flipped her to be in a heel because Alexa Bliss had 1 week where she seemed sincere. And then obviously, ha ha ha, I wasn't being sincere because now that you're my friend, I'm showing you my bitchy side again with talking about everybody else's back, you know? Um, I don't know. Alexa is fucking perfect for the mean girl fucking character though, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love her.
No doubt about that.
She is fucking totes adorbs. I love.
Yeah. But what's this mean? What's going to happen on Divas now, Thad?
Oh no, they aren't really friends.
Thought
But
they were
wait,
best
I saw this
friends.
show that was taped 17 years ago and now is coming full circle, which will now affect storylines in the future.
All
Yeah.
right, so I think we all can agree it's time for Alexa Bliss to drop this damn title. I'm tired of seeing it on her.
I disagree, but yeah, I'm not tired of seeing it on her,
It's been
but I
since like
think
SummerSlam almost, or September, or October.
yeah, that's fine. I don't give a shit. I fucking sat and watched Nikki Bella for fucking 7 years do it.
Shut up! Stop bringing her name up.
Yeah, well, she's coming back and winning that fucking thing.
Screw you.
And then she's gonna punch Carmella, take her briefcase, and cash in on Asuka.
But John,
I want to be Asuka. I'm ready for Asuka. John, I imagine her being like fucking like Lucy from fucking like Lucille Ball from Lucy. John, fuck.
Becky, I told you cannot be in the show.
Nikki Bella. Now I have told you, and you have signed the waivers.
Never asked me to advance your career while we're on camera.
I could watch The Miz be John Cena for however long the John Cena Cockblockers movie is, and I'd pay double.
Quite a segue, Thad, because the next match on the card is The Miz defending his Intercontinental Championship against Monday Night Rollins and Finn Balor of the Balor Club.
Was that John Cena, like young John Cena? Balor. It's the Balor Club.
I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. I guess
well,
that's my Boston accent.
He parked the car in the lot. Rah, Balor.
So
this honestly has, as far as I'm concerned, as much, if not more, potential to be the match stealing match of the or card stealing match of the night.
I was about to say that this could steal the show.
Yeah.
I mean, look what Rollins and Balor have done like this week alone, and then the weeks before this. I mean, they've just been putting on epic matches after epic matches.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, the Miz is not the greatest in-ring performer. We know he's like the safest guy. It looks like he never touches you half the time when he does things to you, but
no, but he's proven he can hold his own. His stamina game is on par with these guys. I think he's not CrossFit Jesus, and he doesn't have like 7.5 abs like Balor. But this guy, you know, he's a little bit older too. Don't forget, you know, he's been doing it for a while.
He just had a baby.
Yeah,
congratulations, Miz.
Yeah, he slept like 3 hours in the past 7 days. Excuse me. So I think I think as long as there's no like real botch, this is, and I don't give a shit about like 5 stars or anything like that. I think this emotionally could really, the ebbs and flows of the matches. Somewhere Miz is going to save his championship within like a split second of an inch by diving and hitting a thing, and he's going to hit somebody with the skull crushing finale, and you're going to see fucking Finn and Mr. Monday Night Seth Rollins. That's right, I gave him that title again now for the first time ever. They're going to be flying around the ring. The Miz is going to do his thing. I think this is I really this is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most as far as just watching and enjoying the match.
Agreed. I'm with you there. Yeah, it's going to be a great match, and it's going to be fun. I mean, this could open the night up, to be honest. This may be the hot match you open up with.
Hit with Seth Rollins music to open up the show.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I could see that. I
just don't want it. I just really
get a big pop.
I just don't want it to be Nakamura and AJ. I really don't want them opening the night up. I'm praying to God they put them later in the night.
Here's the thing, though. Where do you put them? Do you put them like the?
I don't know. It's hard.
Do you put them the third to last, which is usually the second strongest match?
It's hard to say, and I mean we're jumping ahead because let's discuss this when we get up to the match because then the other matches will be discussed already. Because there's a lot of things that I think depend on this.
Yeah.
So we'll get to it in like probably 5-10 minutes, but
sure, go ahead.
So I got Balor winning here because I think either Miz or Rollins are moving to SmackDown.
Okay.
Because I think you need, now that Daniel Bryan's back, you have to put those two in the same show. And you have to get to that match sometime soon. I don't know if you're going to do it now. Maybe wait till WrestleMania and one of them holds the title. But these two guys need to be on the same show.
Interesting.
You have to capitalize on that build you did a year ago. You have to capitalize on that at some point.
So what if Randy Orton retains the United States Championship? Somehow you get Miz to retain the Intercontinental Championship. And they announce on Raw, or even maybe you go crazy and you do it on SmackDown, that they made a trade, Randy Orton for The Miz.
No, I'm fine with that. You can do that. I don't know if they'll do that, but I have no problem with that. Like I said, I think these are two guys that need to switch. I think Miz needs to be on SmackDown, and I think Randy Orton needs to be on Raw. But there's no way I think Orton's retaining.
Good.
No, I'm just saying I don't think there's any way Orton's retaining.
I kind of thought you were right, but this makes it an interesting kind of thing. Because also too, General Manager Daniel Bryan, I'm sure, would love to grant the request of wrestler Daniel Bryan that he gets his hands on The Miz.
Well, I think we're going to have an announcement on Tuesday night that Daniel Bryan is no longer GM and he's being reinstated completely as a wrestler or as a performer, whatever they want to call themselves.
And
then you get
Hulk Hogan
as GM, or Double J, one of the two.
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the percentage is, but I know I'm going to either strongly love or absolutely positively hate if JJ would be the fucking GM.
Okay, picture this. How about this? So we know most likely both shows are getting new GMs because regardless of what happens with the Rousey and Angle match, he's going to get, probably not going to be GM anymore.
Okay.
How about this? You have Dixie Carter as the GM of one show, and Jeff Jarrett as the GM of the other show.
Fucking TNA, have them run a TNA takeover, like 6 months or a year from now. It's like, we planted spas in WWE. And we, TNA, infiltrated them, always making the show on the televisions look terrible so the ratings would tank. It was a ruse all along. EC3 takes over NXT. Fucking a complete fucking utter hostile takeover. TNA wins. And it's Team Raw versus Team TNA at Survivor Series. Vince secretly bought TNA fucking 3 years ago when the rumors about him buying it were strong. He actually did it. Nobody knows, and he's done this the whole time as a long con. God damn, that man's a genius, Vince.
Except that was all a ruse. I was really working the TNA angle.
Oh my god! And then Taz swoops in last minute. Oh no! Even better, Paul Heyman swoops in last minute. Actually, Mr. McMahon, I've bought TNA and I've renamed it ECW.
EC Dub. And Tommy Dreamer's gonna run it.
Yes, he's the
Tommy,
GM.
Tommy.
Okay, brother.
All right. So who do you think's gonna win the IC title?
I think Seth.
Yeah. I mean, I want him to. I just think he may be another one that might move to SmackDown, which I really hope he doesn't. To be honest, I like him on Raw, and I think you need him to go against Reigns at some point.
Yes. Yeah. Someone's got to put Reigns in check. Maybe
But
that's finally the heel turn that is needed.
My thoughts are too, though, that maybe KO or Sammy are probably leaving SmackDown and going to Raw. So I feel like you need to send some pretty good upper mid card main event level guys over there.
Yeah, I definitely like Miz heading over, and whether he's the champ or not or whatever, I'd love for if after Daniel Bryan and Shane win, the Miz is up on the top of the just clapping. What's the deal too? Do we know? Is Miz taking a couple weeks off or anything, or is he's going straight? Or
I would imagine he takes a couple, maybe he takes a month off. Maybe
I would think, right?
If he's not going to retain, yeah. I mean, listen, let the guy. He works his ass off. Let him go spend some time with his new kid and help his wife out.
Yeah.
I would imagine that.
Yeah, and then just have him show up on.
I mean, the guy's missed the first 2 weeks of his kid's life, pretty much. So,
yeah, you could even run, even if you wanted to, you could even run a storyline where, let's say Shane was off Daniel Bryan was off 1 week, right? And Shane gets the opportunity to acquire the Miz, and Daniel Bryan's like, what the hell? Why would we want the Miz on this show? All we wanted to do was get him off when he was on it. And Shane's like, oh well, best for business, whatever, blah blah. He's at the top of his game right now, blah 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 blah.
Well, here's another one, and I think you'll love this one. I think this was another one from Sam Roberts back a couple of weeks ago, or I can't remember which one it was. Either him or LeBar or somebody came up with it. How about on SmackDown? They're announcing the new GM. And Daniel, they tell Brian's out in the ring. They're like, Brian, we're making you a full-time wrestler again. You're cleared and everything. Everything's over with. But now we're going to announce the new GM. And here he is. Out walks the Miz.
Miz is GM.
Miz is GM. He has to take a part-time role now because he's going to be a father, so he can only work 1 day a week instead of the 4 or 5 days a week he's been working before.
Okay.
And he's here to make Daniel Bryan's life a living hell.
Yeah, I would dig it. I wouldn't. I don't know how much I'd miss of the in-ring stuff. And what do you do with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel after this too? I worry about them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thought. I mean, it can only last probably a month.
Hell, if you make the Miz the GM, he can sign Curtis Axel and.
Listen, it could be his security, his
his Double J security.
It's the same thing Vince had. It works. Yeah.
Sure, have them do all the physical attacks while he's the GM.
Yeah, and it's not like he can, and he can be physical. It's just that the point of this is he can only work 1 day a week because he's the new father.
Yeah.
Kind of like Brian did. Listen, Brian was off for a month basically when Brie had the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean they're pretty good with that. They're gonna give him time off, and it makes it easier on Miz. He has that schedule; he just comes 1 day a week and works, and he's done.
Yeah. And you can even if you didn't even want it to be like Shane did this to Brian, you can have him say look, I'm really sorry, the board appointed him.
Yeah.
It was out of my hands.
Yeah, Vince made the decision.
The chairman of the board.
All right, so
What do
let's
we got
move
next?
on. So you're going with Rollins, huh?
Yeah. Uh, in a there honestly is a piece of me that wants the Miz to retain, but I on just as you know, as a human being and as a fan of wrestling that wants the wrestlers taken care of these days, I think him dropping the belt and, like you said, taking at least 2, 3, 4 weeks off is a good thing. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. All right, next one. We got the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Okay.
Rollins, Sheamus versus Braun, and we don't know who yet.
Yeah.
So you have any predictions of who it might be?
No. I still want it to be Kurt Hawkins.
Me too. What if they just hired James Ellsworth back?
Yeah, right. That would be funny.
Like I want it to be someone like that where they just don't get tagged in the whole time. He just has him there because he needs a partner.
Exactly. Like I want him. I want him to go full ham. Like he doesn't even like let them carry the belts. Like he carries
No.
both belts with him. You know. He's just. They are just there. Whoever his partner is just there because technically he needs a partner.
You know who would fit this role perfectly if he didn't have a great role already in the company now? Spud.
Yes, 100%.
That
He'd
would
be
have been
perfect.
that would have been perfect for him.
And especially because after a few months in the rain, you can actually let him get a pin like out of nowhere.
I mean, there was the rumors he took the picture with Bray on the plane going to New Orleans.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking at anything into that.
Yeah.
That's just two dudes that probably travel the road together, you know?
And there's no way it's going to be like a returning Samoa Joe or something or Big Cass. I mean, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Big guy with him.
Either one of those guys would get a huge pop at the moment, but the longevity, I don't see the worth in that. But neither one of those guys should be tied into a tag team when they come back.
Yeah.
There's enough potential feuds that I'd love to see before I see him doing something like that, especially Joe.
No, I'm agreed. No, I want Joe. I want Joe and Cena. I'm pissed we never got that. I really want to see that.
Yeah. Feud. Yeah, I don't think that would be a bad one. One of the ones actually I'd really like to look forward to, and I'm really hoping that once Cass was medically cleared to resume, activities and stuff, they really worked a little bit more on his wrestling. Because I feel like if you can get that dude to be a little bit better, a little bit smoother, something, just
I know what you're
overall
saying.
a little better in the ring, because he's still kind of clunky.
Mm-hmm. Very clunky.
He just is, because that's who he is. He's athletic enough to be able to do it. Like Diesel was athletic enough to do it, but there's clunkiness there. If they can get him to be a little bit smoother, a little bit more polished, whatever, you know what I really like to see? Him as babyface and Reigns as heel. I would like to see a matchup between those two fucking behemoths. Like that's one of those, like, because Cass is one of those dudes that like Reigns just can't like muscle up on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you get Cass on maybe a slightly better diet, tone him a little bit more. I don't need to see humongous 6-pack abs and shit like that, but just tone him up a little bit so he's not quite as soft in the middle, or have him wrestle in a t-shirt like you've been doing with Corbin, because Corbin had that same issue, right? He looked big, he looked strong, but his body was just a little awkward, right? He's not toned in the stomach, and also too, this was a dude that was like 300 something pounds. He was an offensive lineman in fucking football, so. I'm not shitting on the guy because he can't fucking look like AJ Styles,
Yep. No, I'm with you there. I agree.
Right? Not everybody can be fucking Rollins and Balor in the fucking gym and body type, Those guys look like they're fucking cutting physique. The Corbin, Cass, no, they're never going to look like that.
Very true. All right. So I guess we both will go with Braun Strowman's going to win. We just don't know who his partner is.
I think so. I mean, Unless he's going right into Reigns
He's not.
again, which I can't imagine that they would do. But that's the only way I would say that he's not winning these tag belts. Whether it's a goof or whether you make some kind of like new like Twin Towers, Mega Powers kind of mega team, have them just wreck face for a little while, and then maybe Authors of Pain come and take him down a peg, or whoever he's tagging with. Eventually, they butt heads over something stupid, and they fight, and the feud begins between the two of them. And Authors of Pain show up on the scene to fucking, take them sort of by surprise or whatever, and stun the world, and win some kind of tournament or something like that.
Yeah.
I could see it all going down like that. Yeah. If you're asking me who's going to win the match, it's Braun's team.
Yes, I'm with you there. All right. Next we got. All right, so this is the start of the main event matches more. So Asuka and Charlotte.
They invested too much in this streak for me to believe that Charlotte's winning. So I'm going with Asuka. Whether I agree with it or not, I don't. Honestly, I don't know. I don't mind the Asuka streak. I do like they're finally her personality and they're showcasing her a little bit more. Like I didn't like all the squash matches. Like she proved herself to be NXT champion. She retired undefeated. Why did she have to come up here and face squash people?
Because we never saw her in NXT because we're Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I know, I get it, but it's like I don't know. The beginning build was weird. They didn't really showcase her quirkiness. It was like, all right, she's got a cool entrance, but that was about it. You didn't see a lot of her from the wrestling because of the squash matches. Even the first few matches against other like legit women were usually some kind of weird kind of exchange, and she goes off and puts on a submission or something, and that was it, but I think they've invested way too much in this streak so far for this to culminate with her losing the streak at Mania.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks that Charlotte's got to put her over, but it is what it is.
I mean, there's probably no better person to put her over than Charlotte, though. Like, right? If you're saying Asuka's undefeated, she's the best, she's the top. You to be the woman, you got to beat the woman, kind of thing. And yeah, but I'm also okay with that if it leads to, what if you tell me it turns around and Charlotte in 3 months beats her to end the streak and retains the belt in this tireless chase of her for a few months. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think I'm hearing rumors she might hold it till next year and then face Ronda at WrestleMania with her streak still intact. But we'll see.
God, you see, if you're doing that, then that's almost as bad as
Brock. Yeah.
Or
at least she's here all the time.
Right? You know what? No, actually, I'm sorry.
We get old quick, though.
Brock. It'll be like Nikki. It'll be like the Nikki Bella run.
Oh yeah,
where it's like you had to just come up with people for her to fight to beat. You didn't really build up storylines. You didn't really build up a lot of hype for her matches. She just won. She just John Cena, and she just held the belt forever.
Yeah.
And especially towards the end when you saw she was getting close to the record and you're like, oh shit, that's what this has been about the whole time. And it sucks for those last 2 months. Not only was it inevitable, but her matches sucked. And not so much the matches per se, but the builds, the matchups, I should say. Like there was nothing intriguing, nobody interesting. I felt like maybe one or two, whatever, but the inevitability of it really sucked the life out of any of the storylines that were even halfway decent. I didn't enjoy it at all. And I feel like even if it's Asuka, you're going to have that same issue if you have her hold it until next Mania, just so Rousey can beat an undisputed streak.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of which, Next, we got Kurt Angle and Rowdy Ronda Rousey versus the McMahons.
This has to end with Ronda putting some submission on Stephanie, right? I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's how you. I mean, I don't know how you get there, but that's definitely what's going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those like, all right, this is the finish. Let's talk about how we get there. I expect a good showing from honestly all four. I don't think they would have done this with Stephanie if I mean she's in good shape. She's been doing those fucking crazy midnight or whatever workouts.
Workouts with Mike DeFranco.
Yeah, right. The videos that you see them, the shit that they're doing, Jesus, I couldn't do it in the daytime, let alone fucking midnight.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, I look, Steph isn't a wrestler. I'm not expecting her to put on wrestling moves. I feel like if they do try a few moves, they're probably going to come off a little awkward. That's fine. I'm fine with that, given the circumstances. This is more of one of those spectacle matches. I'm not expecting Rollins versus Balor here, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the faces go over. I think they have to for Ronda's sake, probably.
Yeah, you can't. She can't lose in her debut. And what do they gain out of Triple H and Stephanie winning?
Yeah.
It doesn't sting.
Yeah, because I mean, you can even like if there was something I saw down the road, I could say, okay, you know what, you can have like Ronda beat Stephanie and be within an inch of her tapping. Maybe even maybe even Stephanie technically goes to tap, but but Triple H like pulls out the ref and pulls some heel shit like, oh, I have something in my eye, check my eye or something or whatever. He pulled her out on the pin, whatever, and like just as Stephanie goes to tap, the referee gets pulled away and doesn't see it. So of course, Ronda gets up to do whatever, and while she's arguing with the ref, Triple H hits Angle with a low blow, hits him on the pedigree. 1, 2, 3. So maybe Stephanie grabs onto Ronda's leg so Ronda can't break the pin. Like I could see the match ending that way because you make Ronda look good, you protect her, she doesn't get pinned. The heels cheated to win. That all goes down fine with me. But why? What does the authority gain by winning that match? I don't think anything, and I really don't. I mean, you could come up with a storyline, but one that makes sense, that has longevity, that plays into the strengths of Ronda Rousey. I don't know. I don't really see it. So I think Ronda and Kurt win.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I'm agreeing on
and
that.
I'm thinking she puts Steph in some kind of arm bar or
yeah,
some chokehold maybe. Hell, you know what? You don't even want Stephanie to tap because you know what? She's Stephanie fucking McMahon. Have Ronda Rousey choke her out.
I don't think you go there.
Why not?
Just don't think so.
Yep, you pick up the hand 1, you pick up the hand 2, you pick up the hand 3. That's it.
I mean, maybe you want to do it
Kurt Angle. So Triple H comes to break it up. Some out of nowhere, quote unquote, the Viper, Kurt Angle, intercepts Triple H by grabbing him in, like grabbing him by the leg to trip him up, and instantly rolls it into an ankle lock. Yep. So as Triple H is trying to desperately get to his wife and whatever, the last hand comes down, or like I said, you have her tap.
Yeah, I think that'll be the finish. I think it'll be the Angle and Triple H are going at it, and somehow Stephanie becomes the legal person and she's putting the thing on her, and then it'll probably be the double tap out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you could do something fun like that too. Something goofy and facey.
And maybe it gets them off TV, they usually take their hiatus now and leave for a couple of months, and then they come back by SummerSlam or so. So
Should you have Kurt Angle accidentally knock her off the ring? Like,
yeah, apron.
Ugh.
I'm kind of upset they didn't build on the history of Kurt, Triple H, and Stephanie.
They could have delved into one of the, the video packages of some of the animosity over the years and stuff.
Like I feel Angle is just so left out of this, and they just made him look like a goofy schmuck the whole time.
Yeah, yeah, but also, I guess to some degree, right? Same thing, right? Triple H can make himself look like an ass and lose a Mania match, and it doesn't matter because he's fucking Triple H, right? Same thing with Stephanie. What does it matter if she taps? It's not hurting her legacy. It's not hurting her build to the women's championship. It's not making her, look bad or whatever. It doesn't matter. So I think the same thing with Kurt, though, right? You have to look at Kurt Angle a little differently. He's a showcase piece. They brought him back. He's been in 3. This is going to be his 3rd match, dude. We were hoping for 1.
I know, but this is his first WrestleMania in God knows how many years.
And he's probably going to show out, man. He's going to perform, and he's going to put the ankle lock on Triple H, and he's going to take a pedigree with a broken fucking neck, and it's okay. It's fine.
All right. Now here's one of the biggies. Daniel Bryan's return to the ring with Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Against KO Zane. If Daniel Bryan and Shane win, KO and Zane are fired. If KO and Zane win, they keep their jobs. This will be the biggest pop of the freaking night. I cannot wait until Daniel Bryan's music hits and you just see this fucking crowd go.
He's got to come out first, right?
No, last. You got to build him up.
Yeah, but then that's the thing. You're also anticipating he's coming. You don't get that shock factor.
Well, it's not like Stone Cold, coming out. I mean, he's coming out. He has a match.
Yeah, but you don't know if his match is next. And when that glass broke, the place lost its mind.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Either way. But I am very, if nothing else, everything can suck. Everything can be messed up. But I will always have this moment now with Daniel Bryan returning to the ring and seeing this guy. I don't know if you saw, I posted a video earlier just of him working out and see him doing a backflip made me smile.
Yeah.
I'm just, and we discussed it, the connection this guy just has with everybody and how happy everybody is for him. And he's going to be in the ring with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
His ROH brethren. I just hope they let him go. I hope he just doesn't have that much restriction, and it's a tag match, I know, so it's going to be held back a little, but.
Well, but at the same time, I do want restriction. I don't want him fucking doing the same shit, dude.
Well, I mean.
Gotta be safer, man.
I guess. I just don't want it to be like.
Restrictions on him. He's not putting them on himself. Yeah. Hopefully he gets the, this is the thing, though. If they're moving Sammy and KO, it's fine, right? It makes sense, right, for them to lose or whatever. They're still fired, and then Stephanie can hire them, or Triple H, but it doesn't matter. Which I'm still kind of pissed they never did more with the Triple H KO stuff, right? Fucking Triple H literally handed Kevin Owens a belt after screwing his proverbial boy. He's Triple H's boy, like Brock is Vince's boy. They never really, nothing happened with that, and then eventually he needed to lose it to Brock and go fuck ourselves, I guess. Or no, Goldberg rather, who needed to lose it to Brock. Yeah, I don't know. If we didn't know or think that was happening, how would you call this? Because then I think I'm almost.
It's tough
anyway.
Listen, it's tough to call this match either way, to be honest, because listen, stipulations mean nothing in the WWE universe. We all know that. They're all bullshit. They mean nothing. Whatever. Even at WrestleMania, listen, Shane if you don't beat the Undertaker, you're whatever. Oh, you get to go run SmackDown now. Never mind. Um, but it's weird because listen, it's Daniel Bryan's return match. So in your mind, you're like, he has to win. But
then you're like, but
but
this
he's
is
an older. But also, he's kind of gonna be in the John Cena role probably now, where he's gonna be putting guys over. Like, you just don't know how they're gonna use him right away.
Yeah.
Like, is he gonna go for the title right away? Is he just gonna be an upper mid Carter? I mean, he's the top guy on SmackDown without a doubt. Well, maybe next to him and AJ, the two top guys on SmackDown at this exact.
I mean, I'd have to see how they use him before I qualify that. He's obviously the most over because of the fans.
Yeah,
but that doesn't necessarily equate to anything.
I'll tell you, it equates to ticket sales because they put him in this match and they got this place sold out because they still had 1,000 tickets to get rid of, and letting him wrestle, got him all sold out. So don't tell me this boy is not a draw anymore. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have sold out anyway, but yeah, this was definitely one of those like, oh shit, like if you were 50-50 on Mania before that moment, that's probably put you over the edge.
Yeah.
Right, especially if you're a quote unquote smark from past 10 years ish or so. You know, if this is your wheelhouse of wrestling right now, then Daniel Bryan was a huge part of your wrestling.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go with Bryan and Shane though. I think they got to win here.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. The one thing that I can say is I don't, because especially if you think of it from the spin that Daniel Bryan just got cleared. When was the last time he was in the ring? Right, so you got that going for you.
3 years ago, yeah.
Right, Shane McMahon brutally attacked. He's got like analitis or whatever the fuck it is.
Can we talk about this?
Sure.
So this diverticulitis thing.
Yes.
It knocked Brock Lesnar out of the UFC, and he was not able to even come back to the WWE for a couple of months because he had this freaking thing.
Yes.
Shane McMahon is in the hospital and recovers in 2 weeks.
They got good shit down there in Cancun, brother.
They have serious the McMahons have better healing ability than John Cena. It's scary.
They actually have the cure for cancer. They're holding in case they need it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So was this a work or was this real? Like what? Like he was legit in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's different levels of how far the progression is of it.
But he had a hernia operation, dude. I mean, he had a hernia. You don't get over that, and you're gonna wrestle and lift people after just having a hernia.
Yeah. That's why I guess it doesn't matter, the diverticulitis. Yeah, he's got a lot going. That's why I'm actually a little surprised that they're moving forward with it, unless more of this is a work, and it's an easy way to let Daniel Bryan not necessarily win in his return. Right? You got a guy in Shane that was practically dead when he left SmackDown, and he went to Cancun or wherever the fuck it was, to rest and relax, and he got worse. And he's coming back like a couple days later to fight at Mania. Daniel Bryan hasn't been in the ring for how long, and you're fighting two of the guys that are at the top of their game. I mean, on paper, KO and Sami Zayn should win, and I don't think a loss necessarily hurts Bryan.
No, it doesn't.
Shane is insignificant as far as I'm concerned, as far as wins and losses. So I don't know. It depends. If they're not going anywhere on SmackDown, like if they're not moving to Raw, then I can see them winning and then holding it over their heads, and it's like, I hate these guys, but we told them if they beat us, they could stay.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. But yeah, again, my pick is going to be Brian and Shane. I think the feel good win move KO and Sammy to Raw works perfectly.
Now there are rumors of one of them turning heel on the other one. You think that's a possibility?
Uh, um, yeah, yeah, it's certainly a possibility. They've done it like 3 times now in the past, month. Um, and I know it's all been sort of like seemingly a scheme by KO and Sammy and whatever, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because they changed their mind because you know if that was a plan all along, then they're fucking some pretty good actors.
Yeah. Well, also they both took beatdowns. Like rarely do you do a heel turn when a guy legit took a beatdown like that.
Yeah,
So that's what would be surprising to me.
yeah, and they're both sort of heels. So like, what could one of them do that the other one wouldn't
Well, it's just
expect and would get mad at? Like
you align yourself. You completely turn on the other person, and you're aligned with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's the heel turn.
oh. You're saying Shane or Brian turn on each other.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were talking about KO and Sami Zayn.
No, no, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's Brian's leading the new World Order faction.
Yeah, something like that.
The newer World Order faction. VGO, Vegan World Order. VW.
God.
He's gonna convert Kevin and Sammy. They're gonna shave their heads like the right to censor.
But it's just something I could see Vince doing. It's like I gave you Daniel Bryan wrestling, but now you can't like him anymore. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. I don't think they'd turn Brian heel. I think they'd turn Shane heel.
Okay.
But if you really wanted to fuck with fans, then yeah, you turn Daniel Bryan heel.
But it'd be like the Stone Cold heel turn. It just won't work.
Yeah. You can put it that, like for all these years, they held me back, and then I come here and Shane, and I thought for once, Shane was going to be different. He wasn't going to be Vince. He wasn't going to be Triple H. He wasn't going to be Stephanie. He was going to be a different McMahon, and he just proved me wrong. And he was a McMahon just like the other ones. And and you play all the clips of Shane being a dick to him, and Shane fucking screwing over Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and the fucking three of them start a faction together. I'd cream.
Yeah.
Why not? Fuck that. A Daniel Bryan led faction with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Who could they get? Who could they get as a fourth member? I was trying to think. It's Corbin would work.
No.
To some degree, but I almost want it to be like another like ROH-ish kind of guy. But no one's coming to the top of my head. Man, it could be a 3-man faction.
The only other one would be Seth Rollins, but that would just be ridiculous.
No, yeah, you wouldn't put Seth with them.
No.
They've got to be the kind of like nobody thought we could make it, but we made it. Screw you, kind of guys.
They're all in NXT. It would be, it would be perfect for it, but he's not called up. Roderick Strong.
Yeah, he could play that role. Yeah, sure.
Samoa Joe.
He's the wrong kind of heel for them, but yeah.
Well, him and Kevin Owens are the same guy, so it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, but Samoa Joe doesn't have the wit and the humor that Kevin Owens has.
No, he's just a mean dude.
Yeah, like when Kevin Owens is at his meanest and he's not doing mic work, sure, yeah. But Samoa Joe is just always. I know he's had some face moments and they've been okay or whatever, but he is just the fucking living embodiment of just like the angry brute heel, Just he will just fuck you up because it's Tuesday.
How about this? You do AJ Styles. Wow, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, but
You
Uh,
can't have both
I
your
can
top baby
I
faces turn heel. Yeah.
I can accept Kevin Owens under Daniel Bryan. I don't know if I accept AJ Styles under Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And Daniel Bryan's got to kind of lead that.
And you can't have both of your top baby faces turn heel. It'd be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And again, I also don't. I don't ever view, even though they kind of try and play it up, just because sometimes he's a little smaller, or he doesn't talk right or whatever it is, like those rumors and shit. But I never really look at AJ as like the underdog that could kind of guy. He's just fucking super talented, so he's kind of just earned his spot. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, he's not the held back. He's not the underdog held back type. Not at all.
Yeah. Because everywhere he's gone, he's had success, and he's whatever.
Anyway, all right. So let's talk about the match that isn't a match, and I don't know what they're gonna do. John Cena and
Badass puts over John Cena, the strapping young buck that just from I can't even do it.
So how do they even? How does this? How do you get here? What do you do? Does John Cena come out complaining again and calling him out? Like, is John just sitting in the crowd and just hops over the barricade? Is he doing Sam Roberts and interviewing everybody in the crowd?
Yeah, I think the way I probably do it, especially if you want to like have Cena keep his word, so to speak, you have him legitimately sit at ringside. Give him one of the goofy corner seats, best seat in the house. He can do interviews, and photo ops in between, like it'll be great PR for like the section and all that kind of stuff. Have a wheel out a Make-A-Wish kid and, take pictures of that shit too. Why not? And then you just have a moment where, it's the change in the ring or whatever it is. It's one of those dull moments where literally everybody's like, all right, God, time to take a piss before the next match. And I don't know why only Southern people watch wrestling. That was unfair of me. And you hear just fucking the vroom, 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 like fucking the rumbling of a fucking motorcycle, and fucking Kid Rock blares, and the fucking place erupts, and he fucking goes down on the fucking Harley or whatever fucking bike he likes, and he goes around the ring, doesn't even fucking look in John Cena's way, goes around the ring again, doesn't even fucking look John Cena's way. Now John Cena's standing up, he's looking, he's like, what the fuck's going on? He fucking does another lap, he goes up the fucking ramp, and he looks like he's gonna leave.
Okay.
And then he turns around, he looks. John Cena is now, flabbergasted at his, his paid for seat. Somehow that one ticket was still available for him. And then fucking Taker backs up his bike, fucking brings it down the ramp again, goes around the side, stops, fucking looks at John Cena, fucking throws up the hand, gets off his bike, and walks in the ring.
I like it.
Let's go. Let's do this.
All right, I'm with
punk
it.
Ass bitch. I'll show you who the fucking punk ass bitch is, you punk ass bitch.
So what do you think? You think Taker loses this?
Yeah.
See, here's my theory. He doesn't have to.
No.
Because he's not coming out as real Undertaker. He's coming out as the American Badass.
Yeah.
So he can win.
It doesn't matter whether he's the Undertaker or the American Badass or me, Mark Callis, or fucking Kane, in disguise as Kane. And he's not going to be able to see John, and John's going to knuckle shuffle his buckle and yibbity doo.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We spent enough time on that. All right.
Would I love to see fucking Taker punch fucking John Cena in the face? Yes. Would I love to see him win? Yes. Do I think it'll happen? No.
Yeah.
And not that there's anything honestly that wrong with it.
Yeah. Doesn't matter at this point.
With the career that John Cena had, if John said to him, "Hey man, I want to have a Mania match with you. Would you do me the honor?" And I could absolutely see Taker, saying, "Sure, why not? I'll put you over." I don't even have a problem. I haven't liked the build. I never liked the concept of the match at this point. A couple years ago, yes. If you told me who actually I thought should have beat the streak, I would have told you John Cena. I still stand by that. If anybody deserved, if it wasn't going to be somebody that, legit got like the rub of it, which, they blew their whole load on that. The Undertaker streak ultimately meant nothing. It never put anybody over. It should have been John then. Like if who's going to retire Taker kind of thing, I think it should have been John.
No, I agree. I'm with you there.
But whatever, that didn't happen. So
that is what it is. All right. So next we're going to Reigns and Lesnar.
Yep, anticlimactic win by Reigns. No, I don't necessarily mean that. I think the match will probably be crazy.
I think the match is going to be
with some kind of super spear.
I think it's going to be a really good match. Like, not for nothing, when they had the match 3 years ago, it was actually pretty good. And that was a much less experienced Reigns.
I think it'll be one of those, like, fucking crazy slobber knocker kind of matches.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been that impressed with Brock lately. He hasn't done a ton to really, I don't know. Like, I don't get the same feeling from him even in the rings. So, which is another reason why I like it even less. It's become like the suplex machine show. And it's like the other guy beats him up and then, oh my God, 7, 8, 9, like it becomes about, like, and it's funny how like they'll take the Cesaro swing away from Cesaro because he shouldn't have something that the fans can count with if he's a heel. But, we can count the shit out of Suplex City, bitch, right?
Yeah, well, he's not a heel or face. I don't care because he's leaving and going back to UFC, so bon voyage, you annoying fuck.
Even if he's going back, I honestly, as long as the belt gets back on Raw at this point, I don't agree. I do not agree at all with the direction that they've taken. I know it was good to see Reigns cut some really pretty decent promos and act really badass. That's been fine, and I've been liking the growth for the most part of Roman Reigns. I just think they're just always making him angry. And this is probably, I won't say definitively, but I'm with 99% certainty, this is the only person on the roster that you can run this storyline with.
Yeah.
Right now.
And hey, 4th WrestleMania main event's a charm, right?
Exactly.
It's going to work this time.
I just fear that it's going to be more of the same post-Mania for Reigns, and if it is, that's a shame.
I heard the greatest analogy today. The relationship with Vince McMahon and Roman Reigns is like the girlfriend you can't break up with, but you're cheating on him with Braun Strowman because he's ready to take that spot, and it's just Vince doesn't know how to let go and give up, and like I'm at the point of just I've told everybody this. Everyone is still bitching and moaning and complaining about Roman Reigns. I said, let Vince have his moment. Let this happen. Let's get it over with. Let's get the title back on somebody who works every week, who's going to be at every live event.
Yeah.
Let Roman have his run. And then Braun can get it. Samoa Joe can get it. Seth Rollins all these other guys can give a chance at getting it again.
Yeah.
And then eventually we'll get what we want. It was like we had to just suffer through this year and get to this point.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that WrestleMania has sort of started becoming that looming shadow on storylines again, like
started with The Rock and Cena, that year where they built it up for a year. Yeah. But at least the title was not on either of them for a year. That one of them got the title like a month before, so it was fine.
Yes.
but you knew your end game. Listen,
Yeah.
we always know the end and what's going to happen a lot. It's how you get there and what you do while you're on the road,
Yeah.
and they just haven't done a good job.
Yeah. And again, like, what do what do you do now with Reigns?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ease up on him? Do you let him smile a little bit more again? Do you let him play up the Samoan thing? Do you have him, I'll take on all comers, whatever? Or are you going to continue to be like just angry fucking bastard? I'll punch you in the face if you look at me wrong, baby face.
Or you just let him be himself.
Like,
Listen, from what I've heard, the guy is a good dude, and everyone thinks if they let him be himself, he'll succeed, and we might like him a little more.
yeah, I agree, but they've done how much of that for the last fucking 6 years or whatever it is now?
But they haven't. They haven't let this guy
That's what
go.
I'm saying. So why all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, you know what?
Because,
They'll just let him be himself now.
because you've had the full circle moment by now. There's nothing more this guy can accomplish. He beat The Undertaker.
Yeah.
He beat John Cena. Now he's beating Brock Lesnar. What is left?
So he retires?
I'm not saying he retires, but there's no more big accomplishments he can do at this point.
And so they're just gonna scrap the last 6 years that
No,
they've
no,
been
no. I'm not saying
building?
they're going to scrap the 6 years, but now you can ease up a little. There's nothing more to build.
Your lips to God's ears, but there's no way they're fucking taking a left turn.
They're either going to go one route. They're going to go with the route of let him have his run and then let somebody else take a chance and let him do the Triple H, or they're going to do the John Cena where he just stays on top and never loses a match again. Two roads you take.
And one of them we already know that they've been working with for the past few years, and we know that that's the one we don't want.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they've been building up to this thing we don't want for 3 years now, I don't see them all of a sudden taking a left turn and being like, oh, okay, he can put people over now, and he'll just go, hey, Samoan.
But you have to build new young talent. Listen, The Undertaker is gone. Okay, if he wrestles next year, I give up. I swear. This has got to be the swan song. Triple H, how much longer can he go? You're not going to have these special attractions anymore. You have to build these new young guys, get them over.
Yeah. And I'm not even worried so much about the WrestleMania stuff because you know what it is? Most of the attraction wrestlers are not outside of Brock. The special attraction people are not taking spots and stories away from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Triple H, this whole storyline, this is impacting zero of the roster. Yes. Could one more match have been
please
put on for a younger
no more matches.
But everybody's on the card. Like what match or what person isn't getting on WrestleMania that deserves to be that Triple H and Stephanie and Kurt and Ronda are taking away from somebody?
No,
Tell me.
I'm with you. I agree.
Sin Cara versus Kurt Hawkins. What are we arguing for here?
No, not anymore. There's no match you can argue for. Maybe one person won't have a triple threat and maybe left to a singles match, but that's about it.
And honestly, this WrestleMania more than some of the others, these matches are really led by the young fucking Bucks or the newer WWE guys like AJ versus Knock.
Yeah.
That's been the dream match. I hate using some of like these keywords, but literally the dream match of Nakamura versus AJ Styles in WWE. Like, look, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it is, before Nakamura officially signs. Hell, even go back a little bit further before AJ signs. If there were odds in Vegas on a WrestleMania, what are we, 34 this year?
Yeah.
What would the odds in Vegas have been that AJ Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania 34 would happen? Like 500 trillion to 1?
Yeah, like 5-10% you're looking at.
Anyways,
so let's move over to that one. So the dream match.
And thank God we're ending with this one, by the way. Great call.
Yeah. So here's my issue with this thing.
Oh no, an issue with this thing?
No, it's an issue with the build, not with the
Oh,
match
okay.
itself. It's me and you. We understand why it's a dream match, right? We get it.
Mm-hmm.
We watch New Japan here and there. We watch Wrestle Kingdom. We watch Access or whatever when we can. To a casual fan, they have no idea why this is a dream match. They don't understand why it's a dream match. They didn't tell anything about these guys' history.
See, I don't know. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. They've been dropping stuff on commentary. Like Graves will be spitting out fucking things from the. I mean, I don't know. Just a couple months ago, they mentioned New Japan Wrestling for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Like they've been letting some of this stuff split. Now, granted, Vince is not going to put up footage of
No,
Nakamura,
and he
you
can't.
know, fighting in New Japan. So there's only so far I'm sure that as a brand, as a protection of the shield, so to speak, like the NFL, that you're going to go with mentioning how great these guys are before they came here. Like 90% of their career is done, and it was great, and it was somewhere else. There's only so far they're going to go with that. I think to some degree. I think they probably could have done a little bit more as far as early in the build about setting up some of the stuff, but I don't know. Nakamura won, which we whatever we expected, we hoped, we dreamed, we kind of said whatever. But he won the Rumble. He said he's coming for AJ Styles. I'm gonna take your belt. They've been having a good back and forth the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'd love for some of the casual fans that never watch New Japan or even much TNA, let's say, to really appreciate AJ. Now, granted, he's come here and he's kicked ass and he's been amazing in his WWE run. Nakamura didn't hit the ground running as fast as AJ, but he's had an all right, kind of run for things, and they've had fun this past couple weeks. I don't know. I've been kind of okay with the build, especially because, like I said, they're not going to mention their entire careers outside of WWE too long.
No, I mean, listen, I enjoyed the last 2 weeks. I just think there's a lot of pressure on these guys because this match has been built up like no other match ever.
Yeah,
Like,
but
the only other match that's been built up this much was Omega and Okada. I mean, nothing else has been built like these, and maybe an Austin and a Rock matchup. Besides those two, I don't know any other match that has gotten the hype this one does, and I just hope we're not setting ourselves up for disappointment. That's all.
But here's the thing: like both of those matches that you named, I think this one's going to kill too.
Yeah, no, I think so too.
I don't know. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Could there be a disaster and it shits out the place? See, this is the other one that.
No, I don't think you have to worry about that. I just think, are people just not gonna be like, that's it? Kind of like they wanted something more special. Like they didn't do enough. Who knows?
I don't know, but I don't know. Do you really think that's going to happen? Do you really think that AJ and Knock isn't going to perform?
No,
and
but
kill?
we live in a society where everyone finds a reason to complain about everything. So,
all right, but you're worried about people complaining about something that's not real. Like if they go out there and kill it and people still complain, fuck them.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Why make yourself worry about a match that you're looking forward to see because somebody else might complain about it tomorrow?
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, but I'm excited, man. This is cool. It's just a dream match, man. It's unbelievable that we're gonna see this on WrestleMania, and there's the potential of it being the main event. I don't think it will be, but there's the potential of it.
No, Reigns wins with confetti. That's how WrestleMania goes to black.
I know. Where do you think this goes, though? So I think they're gonna put the 4 main events together, like the 4 big matches. I still feel they're gonna put this one up before they're gonna put this one on before Reigns and Lesnar probably, or maybe they'll do a buffer in between this, this and
Yeah, I think a buffer in between.
And where do you think? And then you think what? And you think Taker and Cena maybe earlier in the night or in the middle of the night, or you think it's right before this one?
Agree. IC could definitely open it. I say Reigns ends it.
Okay.
You could maybe put like the Braun tag match in between AJ and Reigns.
Okay. I could see that. Yeah, you get a little comedy going on, and you get some fun surprise, and
Yeah, a little bit of goofiness.
I honestly, you know what I could see them putting there? I could see them putting Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax there, because that might just be a squash match.
Maybe, yeah. I could maybe see them if they really want to really finish strong and try and say to you like, "Hey, look at what we just gave you," before you boo Reigns.
Yeah.
You go AJ Styles, Nakamura, and then Charlotte and Asuka, and then Brock and Reigns. That's a powerhouse 3-way combo, but I don't know if they end that way. I say that one's more towards like I could see that being like third match of the night.
Yeah.
I could see SmackDown belt being second. Like something like that. Like I said, the Braun tag match I can see, in between the two main events, so to speak. Maybe Cena Taker, then Charlotte Asuka. But that's rough to do to Charlotte Asuka because
Yeah.
the air's gonna. See, that's the other thing with having a Cena Taker match like that. If Taker's gonna lose, is again you're gonna have the air taken out of the building a little bit. It's still gonna be a little bit of a letdown if Taker loses at Mania, even though it's not a novelty anymore.
Or what you do is, here's a smart thing to do. If you're gonna have Taker lose, do the Daniel Bryan match after it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah. Have I see. I have him. I have him come out first.
Yeah.
Right. The crowd is a little dead because of Taker. Right. Taker loses, and then you go to commercial. The murmuring happens, and then before you know it, they're getting back to Mania, and that'll wake the crowd right the fuck back up.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I have Bryan come out first, as opposed to, all right, Bryan's coming out next. Everybody get ready. Yeah. I don't feel like you don't have as good a pop when you're ready to pop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
but
I hear you. No, you're right. I got what you're saying there.
Like that natural, like like shocking moment where you just unhinge and you scream because you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. That's when you're not expecting Austin and the glass breaks.
Yeah, I got you.
All
right. So anything else? My battery has about 6% left.
Yeah. I know we can wrap it up. I think we hit it pretty hard.
Yeah. So this is our WrestleMania preview. I'm very excited. Looking forward to it. Fun weekend.
Yeah, I think overall, again, Mania is going to be fine.
Yeah. No, I have no worries.
We can certainly nitpick things, and we can argue about order, and we can debate whether Reigns should be the guy to take it off Brock. Blah 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 blah. But I think Mania is going to deliver like it has the past few years. I know some people, get hung up on how the shows end or whatever, but
the lasting moment, yeah.
And it is. Like, don't get me wrong. When I was in Dallas was 2 years ago, right? It was a phenomenal show. The crowd was going crazy left and right all the time. Just
that was the Triple H one, right? And Reigns finish.
Yeah,
that just you guys didn't care about.
And it was just after a long night, the whole inevitability was washing over you, and then Reigns wins, and the chorus of boos. I mean, literally, I was there, and it's a huge stadium, and the boos really echoed out. You lose a lot of sound in a place that big. The boos did not lose sound or power. It was palpable.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a bummer when whether it's right to do or not, that's an argument for another day. But when WrestleMania ends and you're picking up all your souvenirs and bags that you bought, and you're stepping over the beers that are left, and the whole stadium is just going, bleh. It's rough. But the show was great. The show was great, and I think people need to keep that in mind, man. We're getting AJ Nakamura. We're getting Charlotte Asuka. Fucking Seth Rollins and Finn Balor with or without the Miz are going to tear the house down. You know, this is going to be a good night, man. I really, really think it is.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All
So please like us, subscribe to
Yep.
our YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Maybe we'll do Twitter for WrestleMania if one of us feels like it.
Yeah, I broke it out the other night for the first time in a while. It was kind of weird, kind of fun.
All right.
I do miss doing the Twitter stuff. Twitter's a completely different animal. I love the chat that we have. It's a very small but like modest and faithful and there and funny group of people that comment on Raw and the pay-per-views every time for the most part.
Yeah.
But Twitter's this weird different animal, and it's fun and crazy, and yeah. So it's cool.
I want us to break 1,000 comments again. Love it.
Yes. That was awesome. That was on it. Like seeing that number, it's like usually numbers don't really matter to me. What's more important is the community and the quality and all that kind of stuff. But seeing that number going over 1,000 comments for that, it was like, holy shit, that's fucking pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Check us out. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Subscribe. Come back. Give us another shot, maybe. We'd love to hear from you guys. We'd love to get your comments, your take on everything, and we'll go over some stuff, man. If you guys send us a question, we'll try and answer it on the next show or whatever. All right.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have fun at Mania.
All right, brother. Have a good night.